Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Wally Hatchett's Comfort Food and Drinks at 6439 Summer Avenue.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good morning to all you good folks in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. Jackson, Tennessee, News Talk 101.5, and right here in Memphis on AM 790 and 92.9 HD-FM. And this is a special edition of Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're going to spend an hour with Dale Sanders. I don't know if we can keep him in the room for an hour. You know, he's got to be moving around. Dale, would you sit down and quit dancing over there in the corner, please?
It's cold outside.
Yeah, this man, he's only, you know, you're middle-aged for a 174-year-old man. You ever figure that up, Dale? I mean, come on. That's the Graybeard Adventure is in studio. We're talking about not only his journey back this summer to break the record as the oldest person to somebody said the oldest living person. Well, if he wasn't living, he wouldn't have done it. But, you know, he's to break the record for oldest person to paddle from the source to the sea. And if anybody knows about the source, it's this gentleman on the line with us right now. Dale, won't you introduce this next guest for our listeners?
Oh, man, Zach Rivers is on the line right now. And if I'm telling you right now, when Zach said, call me back, I'd call Zach and see if he would be interested, because I did a lot of research about him, found out he himself was an accomplished photographer and a musician, and I could just see all kind of possibilities. And he was just said he was just couldn't do it, but then I asked him to think about it. Well, you know, a few months later he called me back and he said, I think I can do that. Man, I jumped on him. I jumped on it right away and said, let's do it.
And you did it. And Zach, welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray.
And we hit a jackpot there. I'll tell you right now.
A jackpot,
yeah,
okay.
Because he is, not only does he have the personality of, just a wonderful personality to work with, but he's also now a friend, and his work, if you look it up on the internet, his work is just fabulous.
It is. And so, Zach, tell us, what's it like to spend time with Dale Sanders?
Well, Larry, thanks for having me on, and Dale, thanks for the gracious introduction. When Dale first called me, I am a photographer and filmmaker here in Minnesota, and so I had some things on the books. I knew it would be kind of a challenge.
Yes.
But I really wanted to make this happen. I'd done a little bit of documentary work in the Far East, and I loved hiking. I loved the outdoors, and so we needed to find a way. I needed to find a way. I knew I couldn't be there the whole time, and that led me to call or get in touch with Alex and Amy, who were another part of my camera crew. Yeah,
and but being with Dale this time, had you ever met Dale till that first day?
I never had. In fact, I kind of injected myself into his life when I was coming home from my parents in San Antonio.
Oh.
And I took the long way, and I sent Dale a message. I said, do you want to meet for coffee?
Oh, right.
And, so we certainly did that. I actually came to his house, and his gracious wife cooked me a 8-course meal, and that's how I met him and his family.
Well, it's of course it's unusual. My wife's name is Miriam, and his wife's name is Miriam. And Dale used to go to our church where I go to now, but I've seen I've known Dale a long time. But
over 30 years. Larry.
Yes, that's right. And so working on this project, Zach, talk about that, because I know my listeners would like to know the project itself, and as you go into this great festival in January, talk about the project from your side.
Yeah. Well, once we had committed, we had to figure out a few hurdles, like how to bring 3 or 4 video cameras down a river where everything's wet and dirty
and worse.
And how to be alongside. And we learned quickly that the magic happened in the day-to-day things, the camping on the side of the river.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
We got plenty of footage of him paddling, but we really wanted to learn what made Dale tick, what was kind of behind the man,
Well, we'd like to know
him,
that still. I mean,
yeah, what makes him pursue these things? The more we uncovered, the more respect we had for him doing the Grand Canyon hike, the Appalachian Trail hike.
Yes.
He held a record for holding his breath.
Yes. He can still do that, I think. I think he can still do that. But again, we're talking to the Zach Rivers here, the film director, lead photographer, all part of this team that has come up with this documentary called Graybeard, The Man, the Myth, the Mississippi. And I know the photography part of this is so important. How many photos did you have to scan to go through to come up with what you really wanted to put in this documentary, Zach?
That's a good question. I mean, we used to measure it in film or feet of film if you took video, but
yes,
we filled hard drives, the equivalent of about 25 terabytes worth of hard drive space with video and photos.
That just.
But let me add
yes.
that some of our most important footage came from Dale's on-boat GoPro and his actual phone. He has a great eye himself.
Yes, he
so
does.
We trusted him to kind of catch some things when we couldn't be there.
Yeah, and
a lot of golden,
a lot of stuff. And Dale, from your perspective, picking Zach out turned out to be a home run. You said, right?
Absolutely. And you know what surprised me more than anything else? We had two film crews out there, many times in boats with multi-$1,000 cameras.
Yes.
Set up on tripods in these little power boats and things like that. And not one camera got wet, got turned over. Not one boat turned over, not one swamp, not one lost. I cannot believe we got through that whole river without having a major incident with some gear.
Well, that's what I was going to ask Zach. How did you do that? I mean, every day you get up and say, "Well, I hope something today don't happen. Something today bad." So,
well, to be honest with you, the probably the most harrowing part was up in the headwaters, and basically I made Alex and Amy get in the canoe.
Okay, yeah.
No, to be more honest, they were really brave to do that, and I know they faced a lot of challenges.
Well, just going across that one lake.
Well, Larry, let me set the stage for you there.
All
They
right.
were in a 17-foot canoe.
Okay.
With cameras that cost far upper ends of the thousands of dollars.
Yes.
And with two boats with two dogs.
Two dogs.
And going through the headwaters and trying to go from Lake Itasca down to Bemidji, 60 miles through rugged conditions that nobody had been able to paddle through until the day before we went through. Some people went through there and cleared it a little bit. But
yes, yeah.
I mean, we were in virgin territory, so to speak.
And Zach, was it everything you thought it would be? You proud of the finished product here?
Well, we're almost there.
Okay.
So it was everything. I mean, I met Dale because I wanted to paddle the Mississippi. I still want to, and that was my dream, and that's how I heard of this Dale Sanders Graybeard. So getting to go down this way, I learned so much.
Yes. And
when I paddle, I'll be all set for it. Yeah, I'm super proud of all of the camera crew. And Dale, I mean, he just set a world record.
Well, what and Dave Gabbard said earlier, Dave, I think you said you called Dale amazing, and I think when you consider age, throw into this thing. How old are you, Zach?
I'm 51.
Oh, you're just a pup, Dale. And no wonder. Okay, now I feel a lot better. I got shoes older. Yeah, Gene Smith said he's got shoes older than you. Okay, I can imagine that. But working with Dale, what did you come out of this thing as far as when it started and the way Dale is able to do these things?
We dug pretty deep with Dale. I mean, we asked him some really hard questions about growing up and what it was like with his parents, and we really wanted to know kind of where this drive came from, so that hopefully we can get some of it too. But
well, yeah, I know you must have, Dale, because you knew how he held that record for holding his breath for, what was it, Dale, 3 hours and 10 minutes or something like that? Now
6 minutes and 3 seconds.
6 minutes and 3 seconds.
Now, the key to it was at the bottom of the swimming pool, and most of the record holders are not doing it underwater.
Well, like in the bottom, I've been at the bottom of the swimming pool many times. I didn't think I'd get back up, but anyway, Zach, I know that. What's it going to be like for you in Chattanooga? Are you going to be able to be there in all this part?
I am. I actually, the whole production team will be there.
Great.
Steve's putting on a great festival over there, and we really wanted it to premiere there because that festival is special to Dale.
Yes, it is.
He's got a special award in his honor there.
Yes.
And so we're all looking forward to going. I know there's other great films too. So we're real honored to be a part of Lookout Wild.
Well, I think appreciate you taking time on this Saturday morning. I think you told me it was 15 degrees. Had a little snow up there, and
I've got a question for Zach.
All right, do it.
Sure.
Okay, it's kind of a technical. How many battery packs did you have for the cameras, and how did you charge them?
They always run out at the worst time, so we kept 5 or 6 on hand.
Okay.
I bet you went through 1,000 of batteries, though, didn't you?
I'll tell you what my lifesaver was this last season.
That?
I built out a van.
Okay.
I have power in there, and
all right.
The ability to charge and dump all the footage as we went. And
well, you need one of those living in Minnesota anyway. So I mean, yeah, you do that. Well, Zach, thank you, man, for joining us on this. Yes,
you bet.
And,
thank you, Jack.
And we'll talk to you down the road. And have a great weekend. Okay.
All right, Dale. I'll see you in 1 month.
You bet.
That's right.
Thanks so much, Zach. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Zach. All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back, and we're going to talk to River Angels. Okay, we'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.